Yes, we do have. We are now at our 15-minute public comment period. The same rules as we have in chambers, 3 minutes, and Elizabeth will read the name.
Yes, I have the first person is Marcus D.
Hello, this is Marcus D. from HomesNOW. Can you hear me okay?
We got you, Marcus.
Great. Yeah, Marcus D. from HomesNOW, and I am also the homeless advocate for Whatcom County, and it is in that position that I'm actually speaking to you all from now. As the homeless advocate in Whatcom County, I had asked to observe the camp cleanups with BPD, and I'm hoping you're all listening well. I have a bad report. We have egregious failures in policy, making it down to the officers in the field. We're in violation of health department recommendations, CDC recommendations, and of course the Ninth Circuit Court. There's more. There's a ton of small details that add up to how our citizens are being compromised. But I can tell you that the policy that has been proffered to me by Chief Dahl is not at all what is happening in the field. And the officers are doing mainly pretty well. I want you to know your officers in the field are operating from a place of compassion, and they want to follow orders that make sense. I'm calling for reallocation of funds, nothing less. And I want those, because we're in an emergency, I want those funds to be reallocated to a fund to be administered by council and maybe by the Homeless Strategies Work Group or other affected parties, so that we may provide shelter and services to the people who are affected in the streets. I can go on, and I expect to hear from any and all of you for details. I've already talked with Seth about this and so he's been briefed on this, and I'm willing to brief everybody on it. I want you guys to move forward on this, and don't wait 2 weeks until I have to bring it forward to you in a proposal. I want the proposal to come from you. We have a problem. I'm proposing 80% reduction in the cleanup funds and put that in a fund for sheltering immediately. We have an emergency need for sheltering in the street immediately. HomesNOW is prepared to come to bear with aid and services. We can help you set it up. We can help others set it up. We need tent encampments all over the city right now until this is fixed. We're chasing our homeless individuals all over the city, and they are at risk of diseasing themselves, diseasing others. They're running around in the rain it's really, really awful. I need to let you know that. And the officers in the field know that it could get better. And they're looking to us for leadership. This is a great opportunity for the COB, for the BPD, and for BLM and all of us to win one here, so that we can all see that we can actually reallocate funds and do something correct and see the benefit in our citizenry. You will be hearing more from HomesNOW about this. We are not nearly done. I'm really upset about the way things have gone.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Doug Gustafson.
Hey, do you guys hear me okay?
We got you, Doug.
Okay, cool. Hello, this is Doug from HomesNOW Not Later. I am chairman of HomesNOW. As many people on this call know, and some may not know, our organization currently manages Unity Village, tiny home community in Fairhaven, the first tiny home community in Bellingham. Unity Village has been in operation since August of 2019. We provide emergency housing for people who are homeless. In that time that Unity Village has been in operation, there has not been a single police call. Multiple residents of Unity Village have also found permanent housing, employment opportunities, and a stable living situation while looking to upgrade to permanent housing. HomesNOW has proven that we can operate and thrive in an environment of crisis and emergency, and we're looking to do more. With COVID-19 being an ongoing situation globally and nationwide, and with increased economic turmoil that doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon, more and more people are going to become homeless as this saga continues to play out. With budgets getting tight as emergency funds run out, the city and the county should look for innovative solutions to help solve the problem of homelessness without breaking the bank. We also need solutions that are conducive to social distancing, such as tiny homes or sanctioned encampments, because each person gets their own space and naturally is quarantined from others in comparison to standard sheltering options where often many people are in one room. The city and the county should be looking for bang for buck solutions. We're ready to help where it makes sense. The City of Bellingham and Whatcom County, as well as smaller cities in the county, in addition to local organizations, should work together to designate publicly sanctioned encampment sites for agencies such as HomesNOW or any other agency of a similar manner to operate, including HomesNOW, but open to any organization which wants to provide a similar service. HomesNOW is willing to set up the first new site in addition to our current site as a template for future sites and solutions to work as a proof of concept. If HomesNOW operated any of these sites, they would be upgraded to tiny home communities as quickly as possible as the funds roll in through various means over time. Eventually, this will reduce the number of illegal campsites, reducing the cost of the cleanups or sweeps, or whatever you want to call them. It will also improve the public health and safety for those who are on the streets and out in the woods, as well as the overall community at large. This type of program won't stop every illegal site from happening, but it will have a beneficial impact on seeing fewer of them in general. It will also reduce the amount of work that has to be done repeatedly in order to move the same person along multiple times, as they still have nowhere to go. It also gives the campers a better quality of life and better outcomes for them and the community in general.
Thank you, Doug.
Take it easy.
You too.
Next person is Heather Woods.
Go ahead, Heather.
Oh, I don't. Hother. It's pronounced Hother.
Okay.
I'm just wanting to continue with this support for Unity Village, and I'm really concerned about everybody. People just don't take this as seriously as they should, and we've got to take care of people that are on the street. We've got to take care of everybody. This is mutating again. We don't know what it's going to do, but I'm appalled that people don't take it seriously. I go out and about and walk a lot, and I see people everywhere without their mask on. And I'm in the age group where I have to be careful. And it's very frustrating, and I don't know quite what the solution is because there's so many layers to it. But I think for one thing, we need to make a priority of making sure the homeless people are taken care of. That is it's our moral responsibility. And I think that's about all I have to say, is it breaks down to being a moral responsibility. That's all.
Thank you, Heather. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
All right, the next one after that is Steve Swann.
Hello, council members. It's good to connect with you again. With all due respect to Mr. D, who spoke earlier, I appreciate the opportunity to share my thoughts about the outstanding Bellingham Police Department. As you know, many of you know, I'm retired now, but I worked closely with the Bellingham Police Department for 9 years in my position at Western. And in that work, I did a ride along with our police department each year, starting at 9 p.m. and concluding at approximately 2:30 a.m. for 9 years. So I saw its work up close and personal. I have witnessed firsthand their work is way ahead of the curve when it comes to working on behalf of the citizens of Bellingham. First, one needs to look no further than the fact that we have a police department that engages in community policing in a manner that most other communities in the country are striving to get to, and it has a healthy culture. I have been overwhelmingly impressed by the educating that Bellingham officers use in their neighborhood problem solving. I've seen it with families, other groups, and individuals. I saw it with Western students who are guests in our community, and I have dozens of examples should you want them. Second, I have heard protesters complain that Bellingham does not have a citizen watch group for the Bellingham Police Department. Wrong. It has had one for many more years than I have lived here. I have the privilege of serving on the Bellingham Police Citizens Advisory Council. This is an amazing group of people from diverse backgrounds who provide Chief Dahl with feedback on proposed policies, programs, and situations. Third, the use of force is almost non-existent with the Bellingham Police. If it is needed, it will certainly be used. but its approach to community policing means that anything beyond a verbal exchange is considered a use of force. Last year, 0.4% of police contacts with individuals resulted in this defined use of force. That's 0.4%. Fourth, officers are held accountable, and that fact has been well documented by the media. I believe I am speaking on behalf of the silent majority when I state that it would be a mistake to defund this police department. We need to appreciate the amazing quality of the department that we have and not take it for granted. Too much public policy is driven and enacted by small groups of people, and I pray we don't fall into that trap. Chief Dahl and his team are exceptional. They do our community proud. Please do not take their excellence for granted. I strongly encourage you to appreciate them and give them the support they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Next one after that is Mary Macintosh.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Mary Macintosh, and I am a real estate agent in the area. I wanted to talk about the homeless problem that is a real problem in the city of Bellingham. People come to Bellingham and are considering relocation, and they always ask about the homeless problem. What I see as a wonderful solution are more tiny home villages like the ones that at HomesNOW and Unity Village. The fact that the only option that the city is supporting is a religious organization and a large room where there's no separation between people just doesn't make sense. And I just think that there's time, it's time to separate and try another option. This option's proven to work with Unity Village, and it's time to put the faith in HomesNOW or in yourselves to open more small, tiny home villages that can start as tent encampments right now to get the homeless people safe and off the streets. Moving them from one side of the street to the other side of the street, which is exactly what happens during the sweeps, is absolutely outrageous and an insane waste of taxpayer money. I hope that you give it serious consideration. That's all. Thank you.
I have the next person is Catherine Orlowski.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Catherine Orlowski. I'm a volunteer down at HomesNOW, and my son is immune compromised. Just today, I was driving by the store. I drove by Fred Meyer's on Northwest Bypass, and I saw a man clutching his chest, crying out for help. I went over there, drove, parked, stopped, asked him if he needed help. He asked me to call the ambulance. He was homeless, and the ambulance came. They were there maybe 10 minutes and left him there. He had nowheres to go. I happen to be extremely passionate about HomesNOW, and there's no safe parking lot currently. One is desperately needed. They're relatively inexpensive to get going. And as the homeless situation grows, we're going to need it more and more and more, especially during this pandemic, as these people are just out on the streets. It's unsafe for the general public. I'm also asking to extend the maximum length of temporary shelter beyond 2 years' time. I'd like to see it be 5 years in order to allow for viable sites to be used longer as the needs increase. And we can do it. They're relatively inexpensive and they're easy to get going. And there's so many families out there living in vehicles. I appreciate all your work that you guys are working really hard during this pandemic, during BLM. And I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
And that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Since we're not in chambers, I don't have to say, is there anybody else wishing to speak? So we will now move on to our committee reports.